Stay alert. That's what the school football coach told us at every practice. I played defense, and he taught me the dual art of anticipating and tracking the enemy. Knowing what to expect was the key to a successful defense. I wasn't that good, but I still managed to get a full scholarship to an NCAA D3 college where I majored in business. To work on a project in my junior year, Lucille, a slightly plump, red-haired girl with an outgoing personality, teamed up with me. As they say, one thing led to another, passions flared, and after graduating from college, we got married in the summer. Our junior year project was good enough for both of us to get an internship at one of the big companies in town. Malcolm Precision Instruments, she in sales, and I in accounting. For an intelligent reader, this is enough to understand what the strengths of our characters are. We love our girls, and after the third, we gave up trying to have a boy. A little over a year ago, the last of them left the nest, and after 24 years, breakfast and dinner became eerily quiet. After a week of such silence, I decided we needed to do something and planned a vacation for Lucille and I to the Smoky Mountains near Gatlinburg. We both love country music, so I figured we could catch some artist on his way to or from stardom. Plenty of leaf-strewn mountain trails will allow us to put our hiking boots to use. A cozy cabin with a king bed will hopefully complete our reunion. It worked. We had a great time laughing and smiling, dancing and hugging, reminiscing about the missteps and highlights of those years when we were too busy preparing for the next milestone to stop and smell the roses in our lives. The house had a hot tub on the deck that we enjoyed using, not to mention doing it often. About a month after we returned, breakfasts and dinners reached a new level. Well, friendship is probably the best word to describe it. Our love life remained at a renewed level, and I made it a rule to go for pleasant walks every 2 or 3 weekends. Life as an empty nester was wonderful, until the company's annual Christmas party. Lucille, working in the sales department, seems to know everyone, but I, working in the accounting department, don't know many people and don't strive to do so. Being happy in my own skin, I saw no reason to chat and blabber about trifles like other people's children, their school grades, etc. If the conversation turned to crooked NBA referees or how mega-college sports programs cheat college athletes, I would happily join in to add a drop or two of bile. Therefore, at corporate events, we usually split up and then regaled each other with stories, moving on to foreplay and real play. However, this year something was different. Due to downsizing, employees moving to remote work, and a number of other reasons, my usual crowd has thinned out. I walked around, taking in the scene, and secretly wondered what group Lucille was hanging out with. Have not found it. I cornered Abby, one of her colleagues. "Have you seen Lucille?" She looked down and to the side. No. Just a minute ago, she was here with Brent and Kevin. Brent Masters is her boss, and Kevin is another colleague. Abby's unusual behavior made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Then these 3 men came in from outside, laughing and fully dressed, with drinks in their hands. I tried to convince myself not to escalate and caught her eye from across the room. She brightened up and walked towards me. "Hello, Duncan. Decided to return to the real world?" This was followed by a kiss on the cheek. Not at all the behavior you expect from someone who is hiding something. Actually, yes. I wanted to see how the other half was having fun. Taking my hand, she led us to a group of salespeople and support staff telling jokes. Cute. However, after the party, I felt a subtle shift in our relationship. It began with the depletion of what I considered the anchor of our connection: breakfast and dinner. One morning, she skipped breakfast to get to the office for an early meeting. The next week, it was dinner, again for some kind of meeting. There was a similar decline in our sex life. Looking back, it was the tip of the wedge. By spring, Lucille began to go missing, or at least frequently disappear from home. Looking back, I understand how I missed it, because it all started small and grew gradually. In April, she brought home a special quarterly bonus that made it seem almost worthwhile. Everything fell into place while planning for Memorial Day weekend. At dinner, one of those that now increasingly passes in silence, Lucille suddenly spoke. "Duncan, we need to talk." "Yes?" "The company is hosting a golf tournament for our top independents in Myrtle Beach the week after Memorial Day. I'll be gone from Tuesday until next Sunday." "It sounds tempting. And where will we stop?" "You're not going. This is an event only for sellers, and you, working in accounting, are not suitable. I can pay for myself. Surely you're not going to work with representatives 24/7, are you?" "Duncan, you will be the only spouse and distraction. In addition to golf, the company is planning several excursions with representatives, and, frankly, it would be awkward for me to be the only one with my spouse. No offense, but it will look like my obsessive husband doesn't trust his wife and has to look after her." "An obsessive husband, huh?" "I'm not saying that you are like that, but it will look like that. Do you want this?" "Lucille, what about our plans to go to the Keys with the girls?" "Oh, damn, you're right. I forgot about this." "Well?" She shook her head. "I'm really sorry. This is a corporate event, and even if I remembered, I would still have to go." "Can't we change the date?" "The girls have already made their plans for the summer. Why don't you change the date for Brent's sake? It's not like this will be your first time having sex with him." She leaned back and opened her mouth like a blowfish thrown onto land. "What the hell are you talking about?" "What I'm saying is that after the Christmas party, you and Brent had dinner several times a week, first with someone else and then alone, after your first meeting at the Nice Night Motel the day before Valentine's Day. From then on, you organized sex marathons every week in different motels and planned to leave me and Sheila, his wife, after Memorial Day under the pretext of these golf competitions." Fear, awe, guilt, and surprise flashed across Lucille's face. "Where do you get such crazy ideas? You forgot or just didn't know that Brent is a serial womanizer. That means he's already dealt with several other women in your department. You are just the latest of them. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and to deal with you, he kicked Brenda Thomas to the curb. Bad move. She never liked you because you are better than her, and you show it off to her. Everyone knows you're the most beautiful woman in the sales department. But Brent turned murderous when he dumped her right before Valentine's Day to jump on your bones, leaving her to spend the romantic holiday alone and rejected. Still burning from Brent's cold-blooded betrayal, she sought me out at a group Valentine's Day dinner and confronted me. You were so caught up in your new boyfriend that you didn't even notice. She filled me in on his modus operandi, the names of his favorite restaurants, and the days he could take without arousing his wife's suspicions. Oh, and his plans for your excursion. She also works in sales and said there will be no meetings with company representatives after Memorial Day. I paused. You knew your friend Brent was married, didn't you? Madison, who used to regularly participate in beauty pageants. He also has 3 children, although they are still in high school. The color drained from Lucilla's face. This conversation, as I guessed, did not go as she expected. Cool tomatoes. She shook her head slowly. I continued, I didn't know that he left Brenda or that he was married and the children were still in school. In a quiet voice, she answered, neither one nor the other. Oh, so you arrogantly considered him a happy bachelor and yourself so sexy that he couldn't keep his hands away from you. For some inexplicable reason, this handsome guy is without a woman and can't wait to jump into bed with you. I thought you were smarter, Luce. It's obvious that you have no decency or morals, but imagine my surprise when I discovered that you have no intelligence either. I woke up, cold. What is okay? During our marriage, I always gave you what you wanted. We didn't need such a big house, but you wanted it, so we bought it. The interior is what you wanted. Your car, your clothes, our vacations. Think about it. Whenever we had disagreements, I gave in to your wishes. So, okay, if you want to get a divorce, I'll file for divorce tomorrow. Lucille couldn't stand it. She jumped up, throwing away her chair, and screamed in my face. Never. I won't give you a divorce. My fling with Brent is... Blah, 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 I interrupted. It's just sex. It doesn't mean anything, and you only love me. One phrase about betrayal after another. Save your breath. You have no choice. When I saw you giving yourself to your new boyfriend— "He is not my boyfriend!" she screamed. "When you let your boyfriend take you away from me, it was all over." I filled out the paperwork and got everything ready. Lisa, our eldest, saw me leaving the lawyer's office and cornered me. She knew about you and Brent. I didn't ask how, but she convinced me you weren't that stupid, that you will break up with him as soon as you come to your senses. So, since I still love you, I listened to her and told the lawyer to hold off until you came forward one way or another. So, the papers are already ready and waiting for you to wake up. Instead, you wanted to destroy 2 marriages, hurt his 3 children still in school, and also 3 of our girls, so that you could get yourself another evening of sex. In other words, you pulled the trigger. Lisa knows. Lucille seemed defeated and shocked. All 3 know, Lisa told them. They're waiting for me to tell them what you want, one way or another. So, when are you and Brent leaving? I'm not sure I want to go. Of course you do. Start getting ready. As we talk, Brent's wife is having the same conversation with him. Today, she will kick him out, so he has nowhere to go. You have a non-refundable apartment in Myrtle Beach, so you can add a few more days and enjoy it while you figure out what to do with the rest of your life. Lucille began to cry. Do our 24 years together mean nothing to you? Obviously, they mean more to me than to you. Remember, you were the one who threw them away at the Christmas party. Instead of coming to your senses, you became Brent's temporary entertainment, until he, of course, moved on to the next one. At least I have the respect and decency to divorce you before I start looking for someone decent. There are still such women, and I believe that I am worthy of one. What about me? You don't meet the criteria. Subscribe to our channel so that your second chaff doesn't cheat on you, and go ahead and listen to the next story, because this story is nothing compared to the next one.